When HYBE rolls out a new project, it's rarely random. The company has established itself as one of the most strategic players in global entertainment, often planning years in advance, balancing the careers of multiple world-class artists, while also building brand partnerships that extend beyond music. With Jungkook, however, the stakes are even higher. He's not just another successful idol, he's arguably the centerpiece of a new wave of global pop culture that blends East and West seamlessly. That's why any hint of a new project attached to his name immediately sets the industry buzzing. The timing couldn't be more critical. With the global music market shifting post-pandemic and audiences craving live experiences at unprecedented levels, early 2026 feels like the perfect launchpad for an artist of Jungkook's stature to reclaim stages worldwide. Festivals, arena tours, and intimate showcases have already proven that demand for him in the United States, Europe, and Asia is not only strong but overwhelming. Adding his own tour into that equation would allow HYBE to capitalize on momentum that is already boiling over. But the anticipation isn't built on business logic alone. For many, Jungkook's potential solo tour represents a moment of validation. Fans who have followed his journey from his teenage years to his evolution into a solo powerhouse see this as the natural outcome of years of dedication, artistry, and growth. For the industry, it's a rare chance to witness an artist who bridges generations, languages, and markets in ways that are difficult to replicate. And for HYBE, it is both a challenge and an opportunity. Can they create a global tour that doesn't just showcase Jungkook, but cements him as one of the most important live performers of his generation? Already, signs are pointing toward something extraordinary. Over the past year, Jungkook's name has appeared at major fashion shows, global brand campaigns, and high-profile music collaborations. His projects, under HYBE's guidance, have grown increasingly ambitious, signaling that the company is preparing to elevate him beyond the standard promotional cycle. Every release, every performance, and every public sighting appears carefully designed to build anticipation for what's next. If we trace HYBE's past playbook, we can see a familiar pattern. The company has a history of using calculated build-ups, from teaser campaigns to cryptic press leaks, to create momentum before a massive reveal. With Jungkook, those tactics are even more noticeable. Whether it's the timing of his overseas trips, his appearances in connection with fashion powerhouses, or subtle statements made during interviews, there's a narrative being crafted. One that suggests something on the scale of a world tour is indeed on the horizon. Still, speculation is one thing, execution is another. A solo tour at Jungkook's level would require a staggering amount of preparation. Venue selection, logistics, global sponsorships, and creative direction all have to align perfectly. HYBE is known for its meticulous attention to detail, and they would not roll out such an endeavor without ensuring every element was flawless. That raises the question, has all of this groundwork already been happening quietly behind the scenes? And if so, does early 2026 mark the moment it all comes together? Another layer to this conversation is Jungkook's artistic identity. Unlike many artists who remain closely tied to the image of their groups, Jungkook has managed to carve out a distinctive solo persona. His music choices, stage presence, and collaborations reflect a unique blend of vulnerability and confidence. A tour would provide the ultimate platform for him to express this identity on his own terms, shaping a narrative that belongs solely to him. Fans who have seen him perform live know that his stage presence has only grown stronger with time, and a solo tour would allow that presence to shine without compromise. The industry impact of such a move would also be significant. Global ticket sales for a Jungkook tour would likely break records, following the precedent of his previous group tours. More importantly, the tour could set a new standard for how K-pop artists expand into global markets independently, not just as part of a collective. For promoters, venues, and even streaming platforms, the economic potential is enormous. For HYBE, it's not simply about profit, it's about cementing their reputation as the company that can transform idols into global icons. As speculation continues, fans have begun piecing together evidence from every possible angle. Travel schedules, cryptic social media posts, and even brand tie-ins are being analyzed for clues. Some argue that Jungkook's recent overseas movements point to scouting for venues or building international partnerships that will tie into tour planning. Others suggest that the timing aligns too neatly with the end of certain brand campaigns, leaving early 2026 open for a full-scale rollout. While nothing is official, the alignment of factors seems too strong to ignore. Ultimately, the buzz surrounding Jungkook's potential solo tour is less about if and more about when. The fact that this conversation dominates not just fan circles but also serious industry analysis speaks volumes about his stature. HYBE understands the weight of this moment. They know that the launch of Jungkook's solo tour would not just be another event on the calendar, it would be a cultural milestone. And so, the world waits. Will HYBE make early 2026 the moment Jungkook finally takes his place on the global stage under his own name? Or will they push the timeline further, building anticipation even higher? For now, what is certain is that the anticipation itself has become a phenomenon. Every day brings new theories, new discussions, and new excitement. The countdown may not be official yet, but in the hearts and minds of millions, the clock is already ticking toward the start of something unforgettable. The groundwork for such a project has already been visible. Over the past year, Jungkook's global brand presence has expanded rapidly. His role as the face of international campaigns has not only solidified his status as a style icon, but also strengthened HYBE's connections with partners who could play a role in a large-scale tour. Sponsorship opportunities with luxury fashion brands, beverage companies, or technology firms could transform his tour into a multi-dimensional cultural event. By tying these elements together, HYBE would ensure that Jungkook's project is not simply a series of concerts, but a worldwide phenomenon. Equally important is the narrative. HYBE understands that music alone isn't enough to capture global attention anymore. It's about the story being told. Jungkook's journey from a teenager debuting in Seoul to a global artist performing on the world's biggest stages is already compelling. A solo tour would allow HYBE to shape this narrative in real time, framing him not only as a superstar, but as a symbol of resilience, ambition, and artistry. Fans aren't just waiting for performances, they're waiting for moments that capture his evolution. Early 2026 offers the perfect backdrop for this story to unfold, as the industry itself shifts towards celebrating individual artistry in the wake of group-driven eras. The scale of such a tour would also reflect the transformation of the concert industry itself. Over the past few years, global tours have reached unprecedented heights in terms of production value and ticket demand. Artists like Taylor Swift and Beyoncé have set new benchmarks, with multi-year tours that double as cultural events. Jungkook, with his massive fan base and global appeal, is uniquely positioned to step into this space. A solo tour would not only meet industry standards, but potentially set new ones, especially with HYBE's commitment to technological innovation and cross-industry collaboration. Of course, planning a tour of this magnitude requires more than ambition. It requires trust. Fans must believe that HYBE will deliver an experience worthy of Jungkook's name. The company has earned this trust over years of delivering spectacles that blend intimacy with scale. From BTS's record-breaking stadium tours to innovative online concerts during the pandemic, HYBE has consistently pushed boundaries. With Jungkook, they have the opportunity to refine these experiences even further, tailoring every detail to his unique style and identity. Speculation about early 2026 being the launch date has also gained traction due to subtle hints from Jungkook himself. His recent interviews, while carefully worded, have included mentions of wanting to connect with fans in a deeper way and looking forward to stages that tell my own story. These statements may sound casual, but for fans who have followed him closely, they read as signals that a tour is not only possible, but already being envisioned. The deliberate choice of words suggests that preparations may be further along than HYBE is currently willing to reveal. The anticipation surrounding this project also reflects the deep connection between Jungkook and his audience. Fans around the world have demonstrated their willingness to support him in any endeavor, from streaming records to fashion collaborations. A solo tour would be the ultimate test of this support, transforming online enthusiasm into physical attendance. Given how quickly tickets for his past performances have sold out, it's reasonable to predict that a solo tour would trigger unprecedented demand. This demand would not only confirm his place as a global star, but also reshape expectations for what a solo artist can achieve in terms of scale and influence. Yet perhaps the most compelling reason why early 2026 seems likely is the rhythm of Jungkook's career itself. Artists at his level often operate in cycles, with periods of creation followed by periods of performance. His recent activity suggests that the creative phase may be reaching a peak, paving the way for a performance cycle to begin. By launching a tour in early 2026, he would be capitalizing on momentum, while also setting the stage for future projects. It's a balance of seizing the moment while laying the foundation for long-term growth. In this sense, the timing is not only about convenience, it's about impact. Early 2026 offers a rare convergence of industry readiness, fan demand, and artistic maturity. For HYBE, it's a chance to showcase their ability to create global events that resonate across cultures. For Jungkook, it's the opportunity to step into the spotlight as a solo performer on his own terms, solidifying his identity in ways that only a tour of this magnitude could achieve. And for fans, it's the culmination of years of anticipation, the moment when their support translates into shared experiences that will be remembered for decades. The question, then, is not whether Jungkook is ready, it's whether the world is ready for him. If early 2026 marks the beginning of his solo tour, it will not simply be another milestone in his career. It will be a defining moment in global music, one that reaffirms his place as an artist who transcends borders, languages, and expectations. And as the clues continue to align, the answer seems increasingly clear. The stage is waiting, and the countdown has already begun.